Okay, we're back live. Sorry about that, folks. I don't know what went down. I know I had a Rumble streamer working yesterday, right? So, tis what it is. Yeah. So now we're back up, and hopefully you're joining us. Sorry for the rocky start, but that's just how it is when you're using new tech, man. So that being what it is, we'll go ahead and we'll move forward. Let me go ahead and bring up the charts again. We'll actually be able to screen share this time. Let's see. Let's see if it allows me to do it. Okay, well, there's a screen share. It's nice to have that. Okay, well, let's go ahead and just open it right up to questions since we lost a lot of time there. You guys and gals have any questions about, like what chart you want to see, whatever it is, just go ahead and ask in the comment section. And what's up, Cool Cat? You got a chart you want to see, bud? I'll probably just let the live lab go full 30. Everybody get their live lab. Cool Cat, let me know what chart you want to see. Just Bitcoin. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin, as the same as yesterday, it's just quietly bouncing back and forth in this kind of area, this consolidation. It does seem to be getting a little tighter. The area, like you could almost have a tighter range than where it was before. It's not that clean, but you still have this prior structure to look at. So whichever way, it's whether your area of interest is a little bit higher and a little bit lower or not. I at this point would have my consolidation looking like this. So with Bitcoin, and I'll look at the algo. The algo screen in a minute here. We'll take a look at the liquidity. We'll do all that. But as of the moment, just looking purely at price action, I'd be looking at a move down out of the consolidation or a move up out of the consolidation. And then, of course, now we're in this broader range, right? So this broader consolidation range, you probably look at a bounce off the top or bounce off the bottom. So take a look at the big crazy algo screen here. Where is it? Right here. Now you're gonna see a lot of, if you're new to this, you'll see a lot of like lines and crazy stuff right now. Don't worry about that. We're gonna clean that up for you. It's just that's the screen that I look at for all my info, my data. Yeah, it's just the volatility is dropping off, but it's dropping off like in a way that is after a lot of volatility, meaning that sure, the volatility is falling, but it could easily come back like, say bouncing off the top of this range or the bottom of that range. I thought it would go to the bottom here, but apparently it's being held up. So it's hanging out in this consolidation. So at this point, nothing would surprise me to see, I had it going up, but I had it going up after a bounce off the bottom. But instead of heading down, it just bounced off the midpoint of that range, right? So if you were to just divide this range right in half, just like this, then price attempted to break below that and got rejected to the upside, right? So the way it went was like this: attempted to break below, got rejected to the upside, and is now just kind of hanging out. Did attempt actually to head up right here. This was in the past several hours, past like day or so. And actually, I take that back. That was like 2 days ago. Price attempted to head up again, but knocked its head on the same region as it did before. So right now, price is being held below 43,700 for 43.8. 43.8 price is being held below that right now because I remember we talked about this and I called this move down because people kept buying at this, this high level right here. I'll draw a box around it, but people continued to buy right here and price just kept getting rejected over and over. There was a massive buy wall. There were just nonstop orders. And so because of that, price did reject down. And yeah, if you're going to look at, I mean, it kind of is, I wouldn't go symmetrical triangle on this because the arrows might look like that, but remember, price is continuing to touch a higher and lower area than that, right? I would look at this more as a consolidation than a symmetrical triangle because you have price being rejected at this top side. Even here, just a couple days ago, 4th of February, you had price get rejected to the downside, and then now it keeps getting rejected to the upside. So you're getting an equilibrium established, and when that happens, there will be a move. After this kind of slow period of, whatever it is, like you get a slow period for 2-3 days, maybe 3 days, and then you get a fast period, and then every so often you get a slow period for like a week, and then you get like a fast period. So we're just in that slow period, and generally the rule works is the longer the slow period, the longer the fast period, right? Yeah, interesting stuff, March. With the Solana outage, makes me wonder how in the world that happened. But that's what you get when you have, if you don't have proof of work, you get outages. You know what I'm saying? Like that. If you're sitting on proof of stake and your system's not 100% decentralized, then you just have a chance of outages. That's what that is. And Ethereum is proof of stake too. So, I'm not sure why people are so excited about Ethereum when, it, like Solana, is not proof of work. Just a little tidbit there for you. Bitcoin hasn't gone out like ever. It's proof of work. There's miners happening in people's garage, like, so think about that. So yeah, you got this consolidation. It'll be top side or bottom side. Well, and I think that the market's not going to know until it happens. I might have some clues right before it happens. I generally can, like I did, yesterday where I said Bitcoin's looking, or 2 days ago, I said Bitcoin's looking a little heavy and it fell. I don't know if you remember that when I called that out, and then it just dove down really hard right after I said it. So I do have some ideas as to when these things are going to happen. But that's it until it breaks this. Then that's it. I don't have any bias short term. Midterm, it's bouncing off of a high, right? Essentially, it's it's hit its peak in a way, like its local peak at 50. What is it, 49,000 or 48.9? That was its local peak, and it's just taking a break. And if you look at the higher time frame, you'll notice that it needs to gather some liquidity. It needs to gather some strength before it's going to move up. Let's take a look at the liquidity before we move on to Ethereum. And like March said, people are jumping into ETH now because Solana blockchain went down, but if you ask me, Ethereum and Solana have the same weakness. They're both proof of stake. They're not decentralized protocols like Bitcoin is, not in the same way. So people really, if they're concerned about something going down, then I would run into something that was proof of work personally. I wouldn't say that Solana went down because it's proof of stake, though. I don't know why it went down, but I know with Bitcoin, the network is truly decentralized. It doesn't go down, and that's because it's proof of work. So, that's just all I got as far as why I think that's going down like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin liquidity. Marsh says ETH has a deeper network effect and better distribution of validators, but I think the main staking issues are too centralized via Lido, ETH, and client. Yeah, and ETH hasn't fixed its problems yet. We'll see if Den can fix its fees issue. But still, maybe it might be a deeper network, but it still isn't proof of work. I'm all about proof of work. That's why I'm about proof of work, because it's just actual physical computers that are literally physically distributed. Like, there's something to be said for the old school. So here we got a lot of liquidity sitting at 42.3, which we've been talking about for days, right? That hasn't changed. So the same liquidity profile exists on Bitcoin as did several days ago, and that's down at 42.3, which is the bottom of this little mini consolidation, I think. Let's verify that just real quick. Yeah, 42.3. That's where any like liquidity of note is sitting. There's a little bit above, a little bit like at 43.3, 42.3. You got a smidge right at 40,100. So liquidity at 42.3 is it pretty much is where this line, excuse me, the midpoint of this range, that line that I already drew is right there. It's just a hair below that 42.3, like right there. So the liquidity is at the bottom of the current consolidation. What that means is that people have gone long and they're expecting price to head up, and their stop losses and their liquidations are down below this, right? And that's legit. I get it. But price is going to be attracted to that if the charts favor a move down. 43.3 is not that far above price. It's just within this box, so I'm not really concerned about it. And 40,100, that's way down here. So there is some liquidity at the bottom of this major consolidation, but just the lack of liquidity kind of tells me that there's not a lot of trading activity with Bitcoin. Excuse the yawning. We're doing some how do I put this? We're doing some bassinet training right now, so I got a baby who's awake a lot at night, so excuse that, please. Sorry about all that. This is not a boring subject. This is a money subject, but I will say that, yeah, that's it for Bitcoin. It's just in the consolidation, and until it breaks out, I think it will be attracted to the bottom of this consolidation. But when it grabs that liquidity, it could pop back up. So until it breaks out, then there's not much to talk about. Ethereum, like say money moving away from Solana, I guess like they're saying maybe, Ethereum is better because it's not gone down. That's a pretty low bar. It didn't go down. I don't know, bro. Ethereum itself is breaking out of this consolidation, but again, that's probably to do like with what March said, volume heading to Ethereum because Solana went down, right? So if it breaks out, I would look for it to reject possibly at 2,300. But to look at the algos, do I expect that breakout to continue? Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of downward pressure to the up high. So there's a decent chance that, look, this move from 2,300 to 2,400, that's not 2,340 to 2,400. That's not a big move. Like if this breakout happens and everybody's going to Ethereum because of the Solana situation, you get this little mini sort of fundamental push, then yeah, price could go up to 2,400. That's totally possible. It's reasonable. Of course, that's I'd be willing to trade that if I were to trade Ethereum right now. Like it's already broken out and it's kind of retraced a little bit. So let me roll down to a lower time frame and see how I might actually do an Ethereum trade if I were to do it right now. So Ethereum, I might look at a long, but I'd be careful with my stop. But it's okay. It's okay for a long, I think. You just understand that the whole market is like super slow. And so it could easily come back down and grab liquidity, and then you're asked out, right? Like you don't, your stop has to be carefully chosen. Like you have to make sure it truly is broken out. And then you got to find a stop loss that works for you. It's tough to find a structural stop on this time frame. Perhaps if I wanted to risk on a lower time frame to kind of take a look at some structure, if my metrics said that the breakout is real and it's actually happening, I might actually have the trade look like this and have the stop loss kind of below the top of this structure. And you got this 5-fingered bogey, which over in Algo Factory, you know what a 5-fingered bogey is. So I might have a stop loss below here by like an ATR or two. And then make sure, this little double top here might also protect your stop a little bit. The only issue, of course, is that if it comes down to grab liquidity, it's going to grab liquidity from this. Ideally, your stop would be below here, but the problem there is that you don't have enough R's, right? So, but to take this trade with that tight stop, I would need everything to line up on the algos, right? Am I ready for that? I have to take a deeper look. I'm not that excited about this trade, but I think it's a valid trade. But I'm not taking this trade. But I will say I think it is a valid trade to go from, say, a long from current price, maybe even look for a little pullback. But because you have this high right here and price did break above that high and has kind of bounced off that a little bit, I'd say this is like an okay trade, right? And it's a 2-to-1. It's better. I think it's actually a what is this? It's like a 2.5-to-1. So that's not bad at all. You can get some good R out of that. So I'm not taking the trade, but that's how I would trade it. Oh, Gorilla's in the house. Hello, Gorilla.
Hello.
We had some issues. I tried to get Rumble streamer earlier, and I got it working just fine yesterday. And then I couldn't get the screen share to work even on Chrome, which that was the issue yesterday.
There's a bug on the Rumble streamer. They got to fix it.
Okay, good to know. So it wasn't me.
No, it's not just you. I couldn't get the share screen to work either. That's what I was having difficulty with, because when I did my show yesterday, I was having issues. So back to StreamYard today, man, for me.
Okay, all right, good. I'm just glad it wasn't me.
Yeah.
But and I always, dude, I stream StreamYard on Brave. And
StreamYard is easy. It's like the most easiest software ever made for streaming. It's
dude, Rumble is just as it's about as easy. Rumble's actually
it is easy.
It's not that bad.
Buggy. That's the issue.
Well, it's new. It's new, so we'll give it a chance.
It's white supremacy. That's the problem.
It's totally racist, bro.
So, total white supremacy. That's why Rumble has bugs.
Yeah. Yep. Totally white. Did you hear that NPR said that doing the NoFap makes you a white supremacist?
Yeah, 100%.
So
no fapping, which for those that don't know what NoFap is, it means when you don't jerk off to porn and you decide to control your sexual urges and to have self-control so that you can focus better at work, focus better for your family, the creative energies that you need, which are exemplified or enhanced when you're not whacking off to porn all the time, which makes you like a crackhead. It's very healthy and very beneficial for you. So for these idiots to tell you that it's white supremacy is ridiculous. It's so low IQ. And of course, those people that are advocating, saying, "Oh yeah, keep jerking off to porn," and it's all freedom of speech, it's all sexual expression, all this other bullshit. Those people like for you to have a very enslaved mind. That's the whole entire thing, folks. You got to realize.
Yeah, no, NoFap is for real, dude. I remember years ago, that was something where, gosh, I think it was like around 2015. And I was actually at that point weightlifter, like competitive style. I was
you were fapping in the locker rooms all the time?
Fapping in the locker rooms.
Okay.
I was
went through the same problem. I was, fapping everywhere.
By the way, I was not fapping in the locker rooms, just like for clarity there. We're joking. But go ahead, V.
You were joking.
He's like, yeah, I was, damn it.
Everybody I was fapping. Can you imagine? I was fapping in the gym. I was fapping at home. Fapping at the church.
Everywhere I go, I'm fapping.
I'm fapping
in the car. I'm fapping in the way to the gym.
Fapping.
I was fapping in the weight machine, and I sit down to do my squats, and I'm fapping all the time. And fapping is wonderful.
You're deadlifting and fapping at the same time. Yeah.
I was fantastic. I was fantastic. It's so stupid.
I love it. Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah, you're now. That's that. That's our newsreel for today. But yeah, okay, good. So like I said, as long as it Rumble, it wasn't my fault. I'm cool, right? So, this is a decent ETH trade. We actually are in a euro trade. Let's see how that's going. Just gonna take a look at my trade station real quick here. Good. Yeah. So the euro trade this morning was a little risky. I got into it a little early, but the price action was there. You know what I mean? Then the algos were there, but the algos were almost there, but the price action got there right before the algos did. So I went ahead and entered. I'm in a nice looking 4-to-1 euro trade. Although I'm not going to show it on the screen because that's something that we'll show later. We're going to leave that for just the Algo Factory entertainment only. But it's almost a 4-to-1 trade on the euro. And although I will take profit partway through. So for me, it's probably going to be more like a 3-to-1 if it goes all the way to target. But that happened, excuse me, like maybe around 10 minutes before the show, we got into a nice euro trade. So we're not going to look at the EURUSD because I don't want to betray the position. But this Ethereum trade is okay. Okay. March said, I don't know if you know about this, V, but March was talking about how Solana went down. So a lot of money went to Ethereum, right?
Ooh, good. I'm buying.
Yeah. What's that?
Good. I'm buying.
Well, okay. Look, here's the thing. I'm asking, like, why did Solana go down? And
What's
I
it like?
know, like,
Yeah.
I mean,
What's
look,
the issue?
I don't know. I'm under. I haven't even looked at the news yet. Let's look at the news. Let's see. Let's
Solana
CoinDesk.
down. Solana engineers deploys fix as network has a network outage.
Yeah, it's a network suffers major outage.
What does that mean?
I'm looking at it right now. Okay, Solana suffered major outage. Some mainnet beta. Okay, Solana mainnet beta. That's probably the problem. They're on a beta. They're
performance
doing new stuff. They're experiencing performance degradation. Block progression has currently halted. Core engineers, validators actively investigating. Let's move this bigger so people can see it on the screen. Core engineers have identified a fix and are building newer version for validators to upgrade network validator. Set an expose follow-up. You know what, bro? I'm gonna just say it right now. I think Solana is probably a good thing to buy right now.
Hell yeah, play. That's the first thing I said.
I thought you meant Ethereum.
No. I'm buying Solana.
Yeah, I would.
What's Solana at right now?
93.90.
Man, I wish it would drop further.
Well, it might. It could drop further. It could drop further. Like the algos are having it on the daily that it could drop further. So yeah, I would buy it. Just like, look, I'm going to remind everybody when FTX, and this is a different situation. This actually is a problem inherent with Solana, but they're just beta mainnet testing. Like they're doing a beta test. They're doing what you do with a new program. They're testing it. So whenever you test something new, you're going to have issues, right? Like that's pretty typical. So if Solana's dropping right now based on a beta mainnet test, like original Solana is fine. The Solana that already exists is not a problem. Like this is just an issue testing a beta. So, I would look for a bottom on this and buy it. And sorry about the crazy chart, folks. Let me expand this chart to make it very understandable. I think if Solana can make it down to $85, that would be a good buy. If it can make it all the way down to 78, 90, that's in my opinion, that's a great buy. A great buy.
Killer.
What's that?
78 is killer. I'll also take it at 83.
Yeah, I don't know that it'll make it to 78. I think 86 is realistic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd look for, look, back when back when FTX fell apart and everybody sold Solana and it was below. I'm just going to remind anybody who might be new, okay? When Solana dumped and it went below $10 and it was still below 20, I think it was around 13, 14 bucks. I told everybody that I like Solana right now. And this was like this whole project here was only a month or two old. This is last May, around about that time. Let's take a look at what the price was back then. So at that point, price was about 20 bucks. And when it dumped, it was in June. So May or June, it was anywhere from 20 to 12 bucks. Right in that era, I told everybody that I like Solana right now. That's what I said. I like Solana right now. And everybody sold it off because they thought Solana was associated. Well, it was associated with FTX, but FTX fell apart because FTX fell apart. Solana was just a blockchain on which FTX was built. And there are people on this YouTube who said that, okay, they didn't follow my advice because I don't give investment advice. Neither does V. We don't do that. But I did say what I'm doing. And then other individuals went ahead and used that and did their own research. And they bought Solana down here below 20 bucks. I know people who've bought new equipment, they made all kinds of money because it went from, let's just say $20. Let's say the top of that range I'm talking about, $20, and it went all the way up to 120. That's like a times 6. So anybody who was listening and like I said, they maybe heard what I said and did their own research, they made times 5, times 6 their money. Right. So this is just one of the, numerous kind of things I've said on here. I know the Gorilla, you backed me up on that back in the day too. You were in the same boat because the Gorilla makes stellar calls with crypto, no doubt. So, this is just among the, one of the many times that we've said something and a lot of money was made after the fact. Right. So, and I think that Solana is going to experience that. If Solana made it down to the 60s or 70s, dude, backing up the truck.
I'm dumping 90% of my ETH to pick up Solana. I'm not
and dude, ETH is, I'm not. I'm not even bagging on.
I don't know anybody who's in Solana, being on the institutional side. I don't know anybody. I just know that on my end of it, there's a lot of institutional players that are interested in this coin more than any other altcoin in comparison versus Ethereum. So, they like Ethereum. Don't get me wrong. Because the SEC likes Ethereum as well.
Yeah, Ethereum's backed up, dude. Ethereum's going to be fine, I think.
Yeah, Ethereum's going to be fine in the long term. There's no doubt. ETH is not going anywhere, right? And I'll tell you right now, it's like, imagine being on the ground level of Ethereum, right? When Ethereum was like 50, 60, 70, 80 bucks. Well, that's where you are with Solana right now.
Yep, that's for sure. That's where Solana's at. I'm in the same kind of boat there. No, I'm not looking at the Ethereum circulating supply and I could get into looking at the total supply, circulating supply. I know Ethereum is what do you call it when it burns away? It's deflationary. So Ethereum is probably going to go up in volume purely by its deflation, right? So because after it went proof of stake, that's one of the advantages of proof of stake is that it becomes deflationary. Now, I don't know about Solana and whether or not it's inflationary, deflationary, or none of either. And you have to kind of look at like the entire picture to determine whether or not this is, if Solana could ever make it as high as Ethereum. But I think Solana could at least be $1,000 coin, and that's just based on how much it's rallied in the last year, and what happens during bull markets, what happens during adoption. And for Solana at this point in the game to go from, $13 all the way up to $130 for Solana to times 10, and we're not even in a bull market yet, that should tell you that should tell you something, right? That should tell you something. And a common thing I've seen with a lot of coins during a bull market is a times 40. So, if you want to go by that times 40 metric, then you're looking at a $500 coin easily. That's just a real basic kind of, at times 20 to times 40. That's a lot of big coins happen during bulls and that are new big coins. So $250 to $500 is a very reasonable, again, not investment advice, just my own estimation. It's a very reasonable place for Solana to go. And you know what? That's a double, right? To a quadruple. And Ethereum could be a $10,000 coin, dude. I just don't know that it's going to happen this time around. Like Ethereum's got to clean its house. We'll see with Ethereum if the Dencun upgrade is able to drop the fees, right?
Yeah.
And able to speed up the transaction times. I'm just like, I've seen upgrades with Ethereum and they just didn't really, they made a difference. But I'm not, I'm saying with Ethereum, I've heard so many things like we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And it doesn't end up being cheaper or faster. And so I really, of course there's layer 2s and there's a whole different conversation we're not going to have there. Like Ethereum's legit. I do see it as a great kind of blue chip to hold. So I'm not bagging on it, but I just think Solana has a lot more upside in the near term, and that's where I'm going to leave it. We're at the end here, V. So of course your thoughts are always appreciated. And then once you're done with your thoughts, please get us over to the private.
Look, don't be a racist white supremacist. Okay. Join Algo Factory. Join AlgoFactory.tech. Look, Cowboy is the most technical button-down trader I know, and I've known a lot of traders in my life. He is very meticulous, very detail-oriented. That has to do with the fact that he's a psycho Virgo. And because he's so detail-oriented and a perfectionist, it makes him an absolutely impeccable teacher, somebody that you can learn from, somebody that will help you in your trading journey. And then when it comes to me, you're not going to get any better forecasting than me, period, on God's green earth. Nobody published.
Are you singing
verified.
Some Keith Sweat right now? Is that Keith Sweat?
Nobody. I think so. Little Keith Sweat, man. Whatever happened to Keith Sweat?
Oh, dude, I don't know, bro. He probably just made
a bunch
of money and fell
and died.
Really? Keith Sweat?
He was sweating.
Was he sweat? Shut the fuck. So stupid, bro.
Oh my God.
That was good. Go ahead.
But you're not going to get any better forecasting, whether it's with the markets in general, the broader markets, whether it's the crypto markets, and then, of course, the geopolitical, geostrategic. You put us all together, folks. You're going to get the 1-2 punch of what you need in terms of a full, complete trading education and support. That's number one. And number two, we teach you how to build the algorithms. And number three,
we show you how to leverage all of this to your benefit. And this is the only place in the world that does it. And soon you will be able to rent algorithms from us, utilizing it and deploying it in order for it to perform and make money for you on the positive bottom end. So with that being said, listen, guys, join us. It's $1.66 per day. It's cheaper than a bottle of water. Okay, $1.66 a day is what it's going to cost you to be a part right here of the best community on God's green earth. With that being said, Cowboy, take it away.